Hi, hello. This is Tutor from Uplatz Training. Today, concept is all about your business transactions, configurations in SAP Simple Finance HANA. So let us do the business transactions into where first we will be transactions. So even in ECC, we have this concept, nothing but there are enjoy transactions, line item transactions, and GL account posting transactions. So, like if you remember, enjoy transactions like FB50, FB40, for those were the transactions which we were doing the enjoy postings. So for this, document type, posting keys, and customer fields are the mandatory configurations which have to be done. So the first configuration which we talk about is define document types for enjoy transactions. So the menu path is SPRO, IMG, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, business transactions, GL account postings, then enjoy. So here we have defined document type for enjoy transactions. So here we are. So it would specify for customers, the credit memo transaction, the document type is DG. Like that, the customers for customer invoice, it is DR, and the vendors KR and KG. So we can define our own transactions. Click on new entries, account type, let's say GL accounts, and the transaction type is invoice, and for the document type would be SA. So SA is your GL account document type. So SA, enter, save. So we can define, and it is not exclusively based on your company code. So it can be defined in the client also. So same thing I've configured here. Enter, save, go back. Now the next is define posting key. So what is the posting key configuration and what is this GL account enjoy posting keys? Here we define the enjoy transaction posting keys, because if you don't define here and you wanted to edit when the user menu in the user menu access, it will not allow us to maintain, because once we start processing document entries in that particular company code, there we don't have chance to change few parameters like your document type, your posting key as well. So that is why we just create it before GL account postings. So path is same till GL account postings enjoy transactions. Click on IMG activity. So here we can see the transactions. We know very well that SAP works with the transactions. So here we whatever transactions we are doing, that displays, and this is all about your standard transaction. SAK. SAK is the standard transaction for your GL account postings. Then for this, the document types is 40 and 50. And these document types are standard, and these posting keys or the document types are standard and are independent of your chart of accounts. So they are not dependent on your chart of accounts. They are totally independent. So let's do that. I'm sorry. Now go back. Now include customer fields in enjoy transaction. So we know 40 and 50 is for GL accounts, and these are the standard given here. Now let us include the customer fields in your enjoy transaction. So path is same till GL account postings enjoy. Then you have include customer fields in enjoy transactions. So your screen variant, because we know that we assign scenarios to our customer fields. So here the screen variant is a code which we have to get in. So screen variant, hit F4. So our free screen variant, as we are talking with enjoy transactions, we can go with ZFB601010. Enter. So we can see it is updated. Now click on new entries and assign your customer fields for your entry voucher over here. So field name. So as we know that in our special GL transactions or in our migration concept, we have updated special region as a enhanced field. So here also we will go with the special field configuration. So select special field. So we do have business partner details, business area details or business area field, business line, location, storage location. So as we know, customer is nothing but totally based on your sales part. So here it talks about the sales part. So we would select special region. Enter, save. Enter. Go back. Now. Now, a document splitting, very important concept related to your new GL concept, as well as it is also carried in your S4HANA finance. So let's see what is document splitting. So before we getting into document splitting configuration, we would learn what exactly is document splitting. Here, document splitting is nothing but splitting your line item categories or splitting your line items according to their group categories. So what is this group categories? For example, there is an entry called uh, sales income from profit center 1 and profit center 2, right? So it is an income to us through sales and it is coming in the cash, let's say. So cash account data to sales account or bank account data to sales account. So here, instead of giving directly bank to sales, we will also update the profit center details. So bank account data to sales account and sales, which sales and to which profit center. So let's say this particular sales amount, let's say worth rupees 1 lakh, is through your profit center 1 and profit center 2. And it is in the ratio of 60 and 40. So if it is this type of procedure taking place, then what we do here is we have to segregate this particular 1 lakh into 60% and 40% and accordingly assign it or accordingly post it in that way. So we will see in a small example. So let's say here document splitting. Okay. So what it is? Document line item or document splitting is the procedure where the line items will be splitted as per their categories. Okay. So let's say, for example, we'll go for one entry. Bank account debtor, let's say 1 lakh. 2, sales account. So this is basically our entry, right? And this sales income, so being sales income credited to profit center 1. So what is the percentage? Profit center 1. So let's say 60%, and 2, profit center 2, 40%, right? So how are we going to split it? So not how are we, system has to split it, right? Then the document splitting procedure has come. So it would be bank account debtor 1 lakh, to profit center 1, 60,000, like that, to profit center 2, 40,000, right? So this should be the segregation. How it does is, now when you make this particular configuration relating to your document splitting, so the system has to split it like this instead of directly getting into sales account. So basically we have here two types of splitting, right? One is active splitting and the other one is passive splitting. Okay, so we will be doing this. So we will be doing the data in the active splitting and the passive splitting, and system does it in an active splitting. Nothing but the postings will be done according to their profit center categories, what you can say. Same thing we will be configuring in the application now. So first you are going to classify your GL accounts according to their document splitting. So here we would have an documentation of the same. So we will see this elaboratively. Each business transaction, so in SAP, each business transaction that is entered, so whatever business transaction is entered, each business transaction that is entered is analyzed according to the document splitting during the document splitting procedure. So when it is analyzed, it is basically analyzed when you make up the document splitting procedure, whether it can be your passive splitting or active splitting. In this analysis, so whatever analysis we are doing, in this analysis, the system determines for each line item. whether it is an item that remains unchanged. So here what we do is we define whether that particular item is unchanged item, or it has to be changed according to the postings. So that information we will be maintaining it here. So we would say whether the system remains unchanged or an item that should be split. So like for example, there are two entries. One is the sales income and the other one is, let's say, uh, administrative expenses, right? So for administrative expenses, P&L account should be debited. So P&L account debit to your administrative expenses. Nothing but first entry would be your administrative expenses or administrative expenses data to cash or bank, right? In this way, you can say that being the expenses paid. In the same way, we have sales income, right? So you have posted the sales income. Now, for example, when you talk about your administrative expenses, that is not to be changed. So it should be unchanged. The splitting procedure here, it is not required. So in this splitting, we maintain that parameters, whether the postings have to be done or whether the changes have to be done or it has to be unchanged. That particular configuration, we can maintain it in document splitting. So in order to do this document splitting procedure, first we have to recognize the items. So what we have to do is here, first we are going to recognize it. What item we are posting, for which line item we are posting, and what is the entry have to be posted, and whether that is a revenue account or expense account or your bank account or your balance sheet account. So whatever account you're going to mention here, based on that only this segregation takes place. So that is what now we do it in the document splitting. So let's do that configuration. And it is a very important configuration throughout your document splitting procedure in your S4HANA Finance. So SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, business transactions, document splitting. Then we have classify GL accounts for document splitting. So here we are. Give your chart of accounts code. Enter. New entries. Now account from, as we have configured the account group configuration. So here we said that the 1000000 to 19999 would be our liabilities, 2000000 to 29999 would be our assets, and 3000000 to 39999 would be our incomes, and 4000000 to 49999 would be our expenses. So based on that, the segregation will be doing. Now, what overriding configuration we are not doing now? CAT is nothing but your category. So here you should specify what is a category given to 1000000. So it is nothing but your balance sheet item, which is your liability. So it is a balance sheet. So select your balance sheet. Likewise, 200,000,000 to 299,999 is your assets. And even asset is a part of your balance sheet. So select balance sheet. 300,000,000 to 399,999 is your income. So here, instead of directly a P&L statement, we do have a different category of revenue as well expense. So here we are going to give revenue. Then like that, 400,000,000 to 499,999 would be your expense. Enter. So now we do the postings. So basically this is passive, it goes with the passive splitting procedure. Now when we configure this postings, it will post it according to that category. Now if you see here, your bank. So how does this is? Bank is your balance sheet item, nothing but it is an asset and it is a balance sheet item. So it will directly go and post it in your balance sheet, this particular entry. Like that, if you see profit center, it's an income, sales income. So it is your income and it is your revenue item. So here it will go and set it in the revenue. Likewise, the next is also same, income, revenue. So here for this particular entry, you are telling system that this splitting have to be changed. And we have narrated one more example called administrative expenses. There we are saying the system that it need not be changed. Enter, save. Saving the request. Go back. Now, let us create document types for this document splitting. So for the document splitting procedure, what is the document type adopted, or what is the document type procedure, document splitting procedure we are going for? That we're going to display it in document splitting. So particular document types. So path is same till your document splitting. Then classify document types for document splitting. Click on IMG activity. So click on position. So let's say now our document types for your GL accounts is SA, the standard. So give your document type, enter. So if you see, this document splitting is different from our document, this document type configuration is very much different from the general configuration of document types. So there we used to give the document type, select document type, go with the available number range information with based on our company code and would save it. But here for each document type, we should assign the transactions as well the variance. So here both the transaction as well the variance have to be assigned. So for particular document, we would assign the transactions over here. So basically, this documents here in SAP S4 Finance. So for each document type, the transaction should be assigned along with the variant. What is transaction is, whenever you configure document types, if you don't know specifically for which postings it has to be done, then we can give the transaction called 0000. So we can see here. Yeah, unspecified postings, because we don't know what exactly we are doing that. So for example, here we know the SA things, and this is basically for your ledger postings. But in ledger also, we're not specified that whether it is a customer, whether it is an income posting or an related to expense. So then we have to mention it as unspecified posting. Okay. Now, variant. So variant is always 0001, the standard variant which we assign to all the document types. Now here you can see the 0001 is a standard variant which we have assigned it. So it says unspecified posting standard. So we can go for the Z program also, but here it is not advisable to get into Z programs. We will be configuring with the available standard documents only. So likewise, if you go for vendor postings, as we know, vendor posting starts with KR. So position and give KR. Enter. So we can see KR has been given a transaction because we know it is always a purchase thing. So KR is nothing but vendor invoice, where it is specified that it is for vendor postings, that to purchases, your capital purchases or raw materials purchases. That is why it is specifically given as vendor invoice. So 30300. Go back. So if you remember, we have already created the Z based document type. So let us configure the variants for the Z program. So position. So we have given the document type, hit F4 and select. Z1 or Z5. Yeah. Consolidation, right? Asset postings we specify. Enter. Now here, transaction. So I would assign, when I specifically maintain that this is for consolidation and that too for the asset postings. So I can maintain the asset postings, or I can say it is the posting for your P&L to balance sheet or customer invoice, or you can better go ahead as unspecified also. And the variant, standard variant 0001. Enter, save. Save in the request. Now, next configuration is all about zero balance clearing account. So here in this new migration concepts, we should create a zero balance account. What is zero balance? So zero balance account is created like your special purpose ledger. So the main purpose of the zero balance is to nullify your balances. So to maintain it as a correct document splitting, we maintain this account. So for account assignment objects for which you want to have a zero balance setting. Nothing but ultimately the document after the payment is cleared, it has to set it as the zero balance. So for that, when you configure zero balance account, the system checks whether the balance of account assignment object is zero after document, because obviously the main characteristic of document splitting is itself to make it zero, right? The debit and credit should be nullified, and the end of the day, the report for that particular ledger should show zero. So when you make an account assignment of zero balance accounting, after the document splitting procedure done, it has to show zero. So for this, we have to create a clearing account in your chart of accounts. So define zero balance. Click on new entries. So I'm giving account key. So zero balance. So debit key, I would say 40. And credit as 50. So we can see we have given 40, 50 here. Enter. Select the row. Double click on accounts. So give your chart of accounts. Enter. GL account. But the thing is here, we have not yet configured the GL account for this here. So what we will do is we will just specify. I don't know whether it takes it up or not because we have not created. But here we would say the second account after retained earnings account, we are going to create a zero balance account after complete configuration is done related to your company code. Save and go back. Enter. Enter. Go back. Now, define document splitting characteristics for general ledger accounting. So, what are the main characteristics of the document splitting procedure? So, document splitting procedure works with three main characteristics. So, document splitting consists of three major characteristics. That is, first one is about your profit center. Then the second one is your segment reporting, or you can say segment. And the third one is your business area. So these are the three main characteristics of your document splitting. So you have to specify which characteristic should be a mandatory field when you configure the document splitting, or when during the document splitting procedure, what should be the standard characteristic should be in an activate mode. So path is same till document splitting. Then we have defined document splitting for general ledger accounting. So here we can see Fields, business area field, and the partner field name for the, this is PARGB, then profit center, PRCTR, segment, P segment. So here here anyways the profit center is a mandatory field when we are doing the consolidation for your asset accounting. Now here the other two segments or the other two characteristics, if the project requires these two also to be a mandatory field, then here we are going to maintain it. So I'm going to maintain business area as a mandatory field as if now. Save the data. Enter. Save. Remember, this is at the client side. It is not specifically based on your company code. It is on the client side. Go back. Then define document splitting for controlling. So earlier we have done document splitting for general ledger accounting in the last step. Nothing but the FI part. Now we would be doing for the CO part as well. So what is the document splitting procedure for your CO part? Click on new entries. So which field should be in active mode? So as if now we will go for the cost center, as it is an regular account assignment also. So here we made it that particular category or that particular characteristic as in mandatory characteristics. Enter. So it takes time. Go back. So generation of this document splitting is successfully done for this particular client. So remember, this is not client company code specific, it is client specific. Now, what is post capitalization of cash discount to assets? So after capitalization of assets, if there is any cash discount related to your particular asset, then that particular configuration will be done here so that the cash discount will be debited to your asset. So define post cash capitalization of account, cash discount on assets. Enter. So here you're going to update the field for that. So the field is asset field, which we are going to update it. Save, go back. Now activate document splitting. Once you activate this document splitting at the client end, then this is applicable to all the data available in this particular client. So before you doing this activate document splitting, you should see whether all the particular data is configured properly or not. And you remember this is on the client side. So activate document splitting. So here we have the level of detail, whether this to be activate. Here you're going to maintain, click on tick mark, and here the method will be updated, and whether it is an inheritance. So right from the ECC you're going to do this. Then if it is from ECC, then you can check the box inheritance, or whether it is through standard account assignment. If it is through standard account assignment, then what should be the constant or standard account assignment you have to specify here. And then if it is an HCM integration, like you're going to maintain this via your HR system, then this particular checkbox need to be activated. Double click on deactivation per company code. So this documents procedure, whatever for whichever company code is applicable, it is there. So if you want to activate for your company code, so give your company code, enter. So basically after the every data is configured, like from FI system, CO system, SD system, HR and MM, then we make this company code as active. So here you can, as if now if you check the box, it goes with inactive mode, save the data. Because if we activate right now, so we may not be the other data, the other module data may not be able to configure. That is now, as if now I'm not making it as an active status. Enter. Go back. Extended document splitting. So we have an information related to extended document splitting also. So here you're going to maintain, or you're going to configure what is a document splitting procedure adopted, whether it is an active or passive. So path is same till document splitting. Then we have extended document splitting, then defined document splitting model or method. So here you can see. So there are different methods available. We can define our own method also. Click on new entries. So let's say Z based. Okay. So it is a tax model, or you can see a passive document splitting method. And save. Now whatever method we are assigning, we have created, that you're going to assign it to your procedure. That is, here you have to specify the rule as well, define document splitting rule. So what is the rule you're going to follow? So is that a split rule, unspecified or specified? So click on new entries. Update your splitting method. So we have selected our splitting method, which is this splitting method. So what is the business transaction for this? Because as if now we are not specified to one particular posting, so we will go for unspecified postings. Transaction variant, hit F4 and select transaction variant. So I'll go for the Z code as a transaction variant. Enter. Item net categories to be edited. If you wanted to edit any other item category like account assignment category, we can still maintain it here. So hit F4 and select item category. So as if now I'm not mentioning particular category, or else let us go for customer specific item category. Double click on base item categories. So what are the base item categories? So hit F4 and select the base item. So let's say base item is same customer specific, and I want this to split automatically. Nothing but whenever there are customer invoices or whenever postings is done through customer specific item category, the align item should be splitted automatically without any inheritance concept. Split automatically as well. When in the automatic processing, if there are any errors, it has to display the errors on background. Enter, save that. Enter the request, go back. Now, assign your document splitting method. So this methods too should to be assign document splitting method. So here, basically it won't be in an active mode right now. So go back. Then if you want to define any business transaction variant, so other than the available business transactions, you can still define, click on new entries. Okay. So we have selected customer specific, right? Select the transaction, double click on account transaction variant. So we can see variant. So the assigned variance is standard. We can still assign the other variant also. 0002. I can say customer specific variant. Enter, enter, save. Double click on assigned item categories. So what are the item categories assigned for this? So these are the item categories assigned. So check the box, save. Go back. So this way we have done with the document splitting concept. In the next class, we will be learning about the cash journal concept in SAP Simple Finance. Sorry, not cash journal. Your open item clearing concepts, then bank account interest calculation concepts. Thank you. In